Here's a bold claim. Sex in the City isn't about shoes and cosmos. It's about the price tag of freedom. And I can prove it with 13 receipts. In this video, we map the exact objects and scenes that forced a yes or no answer from each woman. No hedging, no soft landings. If you've ever wondered why certain episodes stay lodged in your chest, this is why. Each checkpoint turns choice into fate. Watch how one city, one circle, and 13 concrete things rewired their lives, while quietly telling you what yours might cost too. Number 1, the shared dating pool. 4 women, 1 city, and the same handful of men. What happens when independence runs into scarcity economics? New York looks endless, but their dating lives run on a loop. The same bars, the same social circles, the same alumni mixers. Exes come back as plus ones. Acquaintances turn into rebounds, and every choice echoes down the group chat. That overlap isn't random. It's baked into the network. Independence says take the date. Loyalty says pass. Which cost do you pay? Here's the twist. Dense networks recycle partners like a carousel. Each overlap raises the stakes. You're not just picking a man. You're picking a version of yourself inside the circle. A role, a boundary, a consequence that lingers. Number 2, Miranda's wardrobe as armor. Why does Miranda's suit look like a shield? Early on, her dark razor-cut tailoring reads like a thesis. Lead with competence, delay softness. The lines are crisp, the message clear. You see the courtroom swagger, the office corridor stride, the don't test me collar. Armor earns space, but it also keeps hands off. Then the edges ease. With Steve, the fabrics relax. During pregnancy, waistlines shift. In Brooklyn, practicality sneaks in. Knits, flats, breathable shapes. Each beat tracks a plot turn, like a contract written in wool and seam. Here's the payoff. When she loosens the fit, she trades clout for closeness. The suit doesn't vanish, it adapts. Freedom trims prestige. Commitment trims autonomy. She pays in fabric and form. Quick pause before we dive into the next hidden meaning. If you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We've got even deeper Sex in the City theories. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's next. Number 3, the city as the 5th character.
Out of all the synagogues in all the cities, you had to walk into mine.
Harry.
If the city is a character, what does it want from them? Speed, novelty, anonymity. It sells fresh starts and spits them out at last call. Locations act like mood boards. Brownstone steps for reflection. Clubs for impulse. Cabs for course changes. Bridges for second thoughts. But here's the twist. Every borough line and rent check is a vow. Do you chase the new or build the nest? Urban Studies has a word for this. Choice overload. More mobility means more options and less stability. Scenes force decisions in motion. You pass the turnstile or you don't, but you keep moving. The 5th character isn't neutral. It taxes time, money, nerve, and that tax drives the plot. Number 4, the illusion of independence. Independence looks clean on paper. On this show, it always comes with fine print. You hear, "I choose me," and then the bill shows up. Carrie's freelance halo hides gaps. Rent due, shoes paid, favors called in. The apartment is autonomy until it's a strain. Freedom that leans on friends' couches or someone else's card isn't free. So let me ask you, when bills, jobs, and friendships prop up the brand, is independence real or staged? Miranda sets her own hours, then motherhood edits the calendar. Time becomes a ledger, and Magda's help fills the margins. Samantha plays power, but clients and optics set guardrails. Charlotte trades tradition for fulfillment, negotiating terms she didn't write. The show pokes the facade. Independence collapses. Conditions remain. Choices wear masks. Number 5. Charlotte's funeral bagpipes. A wedding fantasy breaks, and the sound you remember isn't vows. It's bagpipes. Charlotte builds her identity on ceremony. White dress, old money aisle, the flawless union stamped in public. Then the pipes cut through. Not a romantic swell, a mournful drone that doesn't care about centerpieces or pedigree. Ritual promises certainty. But that wail says grief is in the room. Is tradition safety or denial with good lighting? The episode ties her perfection chase to spectacle. Guests, family, expectations. The sound design loads the moment with weight she can't curate. The aisle turns into a wake for the old Charlotte. After that note, she knows the price. Faith, fertility, mess. She starts choosing substance. Number 6. Food as a symbol of freedom. In this show, meals aren't just meals. They're alibis for freedom. Brunch works like a secular church. Same table, same ritual, receipts swapped for confession. Late-night takeout reads as independence. Greasy cartons, floor picnics, no rules. Solo eating becomes defiance, the small joy of ordering exactly what you want. But freedom flips. Eating alone can tilt into loneliness. Shared tables bind you, but they also judge. Dress codes, reservations, silent checks. Watch the beats. Chinese takeout on the floor signals self-reliance. Kitchen confessions turn food into care. Fancy restaurant power plays telegraph class in control. Every bite is a choice. Feed the self or feed the relationship. The bill still arrives. Appetite timestamps, reinvention, heartbreak, and repair. Number 7. Natasha dressed in white. Why does the woman in white haunt Carrie more than any breakup? Natasha is costumed like a thesis, white as purity, status, distance. She glides through scenes like a showroom sample of the acceptable life. Clean lines, clean choices, no visible seams. It's a moving billboard for the institution, not just the spouse. Carrie wants the man, not the brochure. But white turns the brochure into proof. In confrontations, Natasha's palette blanks out noise. Against Carrie's mixed textures, it reads as capital, order, compliance. Clothing turns into a weapon, during affairs, during apologies, signaling rank without a word. Here's the payoff. White is branding. The dress code delivers the verdict. Freedom looks messy next to immaculate, and that sting is the point. Number 8. The cyclical nature of heartbreak. On this show, heartbreak doesn't end. It loops. Why? The pattern is clockwork. Infatuation, rupture, reinvention, relapse. Each pass raises the price. What will you trade next time? Time, pride, or the fantasy? Freedom sells clean resets. Commitment demands repair. The loop asks which pain you prefer. The sting of the new, or the ache you already know. Look at the arcs. Carrie and Big Ping between pull and retreat. Miranda and Steve split, adapt, rebuild under new terms. Charlotte revises the ideal, then revises it again. Samantha stress tests trust, opens up, then redraws lines. Behavioral research calls this repetition compulsion, braided with attachment patterns. Here's the payoff. The loop is method. Each spin burns off a lie. The math gets clearer. Choices don't. Number 9. The rabbit and sexual liberation. A pink vibrator becomes a manifesto. Why did one toy feel like a revolution? The rabbit grants control on demand. Pleasure without negotiation, intimacy without risk. You press a button and skip the script. No courting, no compromise, no fallout. That's power you can hold. But here's the twist. Liberation can slide into dependency. When knights get replaced by a charger and a drawer, is that freedom or a dodge? The arc moves fast. Discovery, honeymoon, overuse, then a friend-led intervention. It mirrors third-wave feminism's deal with the market. Buy autonomy, retail therapy style, and call it progress. The show accepts the win and flags the cost. Freedom is real. Isolation isn't the goal. So what's your threshold? Autonomy or connection? Number 10. The unattainable man. Mr. Big. If the man is unattainable, why does he define so much of her life math? He's a moving target, moneyed, charming, emotionally scarce. The chase becomes identity work, decoding texts, living on maybes, translating distance into meaning. Freedom says walk. The fantasy says he'll evolve. Which belief cashes out, and what do you lose waiting? Then the beats stack up. The early spark, the non-committal retreats, the grand gestures that flood the system, the late remorse and return. That's a thrill-reward loop. Intermittent reinforcement keeps you chasing the next hit because the last one was rare. Mini payoff. He's not just a person, he's a test. Pick him, and you pick risk as a lifestyle. The fantasy still charges interest when it finally arrives. Number 11, Aiden's engagement ring. It sparkles. It also sets a trap. Aiden offers a straight line. Craft, steadiness, a home with a door that locks and a dog that waits. The ring isn't only a proposal, it's a fork in the road you can't swerve. Carrie wants safety without swapping out her core. Can she take the ring without shedding the self? Then the wrong ring beat lands, the pause lingers, and the shared apartment turns into a pressure cooker. His clarity meets her restless identity. The push toward marriage tightens like a clasp. By hesitating, she answers. Security without self fits like the wrong size. The object does the ruthless work, yes or no, no middle lane. Number 12. The pigeon versus the swan. One bird scavenges sidewalks, the other glides on lakes. Which one are you allowed to be? This metaphor is class and self-image in plain sight. The gritty urban survivor versus the polished ideal. The show uses beauty standards to box choices, then asks who wrote the rules. To become the swan, do you have to erase the pigeon who kept you fed? Watch the coding. Charlotte carries debutante polish, symmetry, pearls, curated spaces. Carrie runs on scrappy glamour, high with low rent checks and runway-colliding Miranda moves in practical grit. Sharp lines, then softened for life's real math. Samantha shines with claws, sleek, strategic, unapologetic. Mini payoff. Hybrid survival wins. Own the pigeon, borrow the swan. Anything else is cosplay. The test is authenticity. Aspiration versus lived truth. Number 13. Carrie's necklace and identity. It's cheap, it's personal, and it's the only thing she can't lose without losing herself. The Carrie nameplate works like a talisman. Brand, ego, and home in one thin line of metal. It's the portable version of me, worn daily like a signature you never stop signing. So when it goes missing, the question stings. Who is she without the curated tag? Fashion stops being costume and becomes core. Track it across arcs, first dates, deadlines, flights. It's there in wins, and its absence triggers panic. The show's thesis lands. The self is built, but essential. Finding it is the quiet verdict. Choose the self over the fantasy. Keep the name, negotiate the rest. The loop closes. Identity isn't negotiable. 13 artifacts, 1 bill. Every joy charges identity, time, or power. That clarity is why this story sticks. Choices aren't free, they're itemized. The honesty is the point.